are back here on 24/7 Kansas City Sports. I'm your host, Miles Dawkins, and as always, I am blessed with the presence of Kansas City Royals GM, Liverpool 510. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Blessed? I like it.
Well, whatever. Anyways, let's just jump right into it. The Orioles series, that's where we left off. That's the last time I talked to you. You guys lost that game 5-1. Maybe you guys stopped coming on the show because maybe this is like a bad luck, situation. But the next game, Paulino, he does his thing. Y'all get the W, 2-0. But then the third game of that series, y'all go down 5-2. Please let me know your thoughts on that last game of the series.
Johnson was amazing. We were able to get 2 runs, but they were kind of runs that we kind of manufactured. It was hard to get those. I really thought that the Orioles pitching staff was going to be at a high level. I didn't think that it was going to be at that level. It was a chance for us to prove that we actually do belong in the conversation as a top team in the American League. But unfortunately, we missed our chance to do that. And now we got to rebound and, just move on, look ahead.
Yeah, definitely, man. So let's move on, as you say that, to the New York series. You guys took on the New York Yankees. You guys won that series 2-1, but the first game, Sabathia did his thing versus y'all. The hitters really couldn't get, a feel for his pitches because, as soon as they stood up to the plate, they were going back to the dugout because they were getting striked out. Now, anyways, what are your thoughts on the Sabathia series? And I want to pose you a question. Are you guys the type of team that beat who you're supposed to beat and then lose to the top dogs? You lose to the Orioles when Johnson's on the mound. Now you lose to Sabathia.
That's a great question. I feel like at this point in time, we're still trying to figure out our identity. We definitely have a lot of injuries that we have to deal with. Our pitching staff is performing at some times and not on other times. But you made a great point. These are teams that we should beat, and these are teams that we want to beat. We want to go out there and get to Sabathia and get to Johnson and, get to the Roy Halladay's and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, we need to definitely win games that we should be winning. So, yeah, great.
Yeah,
point.
no doubt. No doubt. And I think you guys are doing a good job of winning the games you're supposed to win. But to be the top dog in the AL and really contend, you're going to have to beat the Sabathias of the world. You're going to have to, shut down the Yankees and stuff like that. All right, anyways, let's move on. You guys took on the Los Angeles Angels. And my goodness. Josh Hamilton and Mike Trout, fishy, went absolutely dumb on y'all. Please let the Kansas City Royals fans know that that's not going to happen if we have to play this team in the playoff series.
I can't say that it's not going to happen. Mike Trout and Josh Hamilton are amazing players. They're having fantastic years. And it's really just a matter of, unfortunately, we did have the lead in that third game, but Collins blew the save, and the second game, it wasn't even that close. The final was 7-2. So, what we got to do is we got to try to pitch around those players and hope and have someone else beat us. Albert Pujols isn't having an Albert Pujols type of year. So really just hope and pray that those guys don't go off against us and hopefully go off against some other team, and we don't play them in the playoffs.
All right, I feel you. In my personal opinion, I just feel like the Los Angeles Angels right now are just a better team. They have deeper pockets, and they have a better roster, and that's just what it is. It's not a big deal. It's not a reflection on your job, you know what I mean, or the team, really. It's just, this is a building process, but we're doing good right now, so I have to commend you for that. And we got 2 questions from Twitter for you, if you don't mind.
Let's do it.
All right, at Bob35 Dingo. That's a weird name. Anyways, he wants to know, is there a position battle between Kane and Mike Taylor?
Yes, there is. Michael Taylor, we got him from the A's, and he has been amazing defensively in the field. And he's kind of putting up numbers that have a lot of the coaching staff kind of taking a step back and saying, whoa, where did this guy come from? And with Kane batting around 200 for the year, already more than a month into the season, we're kind of like, maybe we should give someone else a shot. But Kane does have that tendency to go on hot streaks. So at this point, we're going to stick with Kane in center field, but Michael Taylor is right there. So great question.
Okay, Wolfman32. He wants to know, how in the hell did you trade Shields for Dustin Pedroia, hashtag GM of the year?
You know, I guess I have a way with my mouth and putting out words or something like that. I have no idea. It was an amazing trade. Dustin Pedroia can really help us offensively as well as defensively. He's a great person to have in the clubhouse. He's excited to come to Kansas City. He's kind of been in Boston his whole career, and it's a little bit, and it's excited to go someplace else. And we're excited to have him. And at the end of the day, I feel like we have people in our farm system who could take over Shields' spot right now. I mean, he wasn't performing like we wanted to, and if we really want to contend for a possible World Series title, we need to have everybody in place and playing at the level that they should be playing. And we don't have time to just sit around and wait for him to get his stuff together. So it was amazing, and I'm ecstatic to have him here. And hashtag amazing trade.
Yeah, definitely. That was an amazing trade. And I'm glad we're talking on the phone, because you talking about you have a way with your mouth. I don't want no part of that. I'm glad you're not in the studio. But anyways, thanks for joining me once again. Living for 510, GM of the Kansas City Royals.
Sure.
Now, coming up in 15 minutes, Eric Berry, safety of the Kansas City Chiefs. He's going to come in. We're going to be talking about sports cars, hot rods, and baby mamas.
Back home in Oakland, California. It's beautiful. It's beautiful in the Bay Area right now. And I'm not going to lie, I did have a party, a homecoming party. It was great to see friends and family. Well, I guess good and bad, because every time you come home, you always got those people that are like, hey, Livin', what's up, hombre? And then you got those guys that are like, yo, Livin', man, let's go do some stuff. And you're like, nah, man, I got to focus, man. This is my career. But it's good to be home anyway. It's great to see all the friends and family. So we're going up against Jared Parker. ERA, pretty good, a little bit over 3. And he has 4 wins and 2 losses. So he is a stud out there on the mound. Our offensive lineup, obviously Billy Butler come back from injury. That's a huge boost for our offense. And then right as that's happening, we get Dustin Pedroia to fill that second base void. So it's great. Hopefully our offense can start clicking here. Their defense, basically their outfield is stellar, right? You got Reddick, Crisp, and Cespedes. Their infield, though, not so much. So we have to run out every base hit. You never know what can happen. Billy Butler come back from injury. He gets this one and smacks it into the gap. That's going to go off the wall, and he's actually going to get a double. His first at-bat. Back from injury, he's going to slide in there and get a double. So that's really good. And then, as we look at the American League Central, you guys see that we're up 2 games, so that's huge to get our offense going and keep that small lead. Now, Chris Carter, loving that Billy Butler's back, but unfortunately, as you see that's what I'm talking about. They're going to misplay balls, but unfortunately, Chris Carter, not enough speed to beat that one out, and we, unfortunately, do not score any runs. Their offensive lineup, 1 through, let's say 4 possibly, stellar, right? But the bottom of the order, not so much. So we should be able to pitch around their stars and get this done. Now, our defense, you guys see, it leaves a lot to be desired, but now that we plug in Dustin Pedroia at second base, that's a huge, huge boost for us. I'm going to love playing with him. So, Cespedes takes this one and laces this one for a single, unfortunately, off of Aaron Crow. Aaron Crow is a guy who I'm hoping can take the spot of James Shields, but he gives up a hit, and then he gives up another hit, and Cespedes is actually going to advance to third because Carter is back in the outfield. He was playing DH, but now he's back in the outfield with Billy Butler playing DH, so that's going to create some problems possibly. But Crow gets this guy. Thank you very much, Reddick. You're done. And then he gets Jaso to chase that one. So quick strikeouts to get out of the inning. So he does have some people on base, but he focuses, he gets it done, and he gets out of the first inning without allowing any runs. Now in the second inning, here he is going to lace this one up the middle, but Dustin Pedroia snags that one and throws it to first. I'm talking about, man, that's that defense, baby. That's that defense that I'm talking about. Now, obviously, a lot of people can dive for ball. What Dustin Pedroia can do is he can dive and then fire it to first on target. It seems easy, but it's not if you really have been watching these videos. So, then, another single. Aaron Crow getting into a little bit of a pickle here, but then he gets a ground ball. Mustak gets to second base, baby. Dustin Pedroia fires it to first, but not in time. But we do have 2 outs, so all we need is 1 more out. And then Aaron Crow against Coco Crisp. Coco Crisp going to ground this one to Johnson. Johnson going to fire it over to first and get the out. Johnson coming in because obviously Creedy got hurt, and well, everyone's hurt, and that's like our fifth option at shortstop. It's not very good. And then Dustin Pedroia is actually going to lay this one for a single. So that's what I'm talking about, man. He's at the top of the order. He can hopefully springboard this offense and get a little bit going with 2 outs. Unfortunately, though, Alex Gordon is going to just hit this one in the dirt right to the second baseman, and Rosales is going to fire it to first, and we don't get any run. So, unfortunately, we're still looking for that first run to help Aaron Crow. Aaron Crow in his third inning, 1-2 count, gets that fastball past Cespedes. Goodbye, bruh. You're done. Yes. And then the third inning with 2 outs, he gets another strikeout. So Crow dealing, but his pitch count is really high right now, and that's not a good sign. Offensively, Billy Butler again laces this one for a single, so 2 at-bats after coming back from the injury, and he gets a single. Then this one is smacked by Chris Carter, baby. Deep, bye-bye birdie, 9th of the season, 381 feet. And he gives us a early 2-0 lead. It looks like he kind of has a little bit of a grudge for Oakland getting rid of him, but you know, I'm glad that we could use that fire to help us out. And then Lorenzo Cain batting with 2 outs, looking to help him secure that spot in center field against Taylor. He laces a single, so he gets on base. But then Hosmer gonna take this one, lace this one for a single. So in the 4th inning, we're raking hits left and right. And with that speed of Lorenzo Cain, he's going to get the third. So now 1st and 3rd with 2 outs. All we need is a single, but unfortunately, this is the problem. Shortstop, and he strikes out swinging Johnson, so we do not get any more runs besides that 2-run jack by Chris Carter. And then all we need is Crow to get out of the 4th inning, but unfortunately this one is going to go towards Carter, and Carter, yes, I mentioned it, he's not the best fielder. He's going to get this one and work his hardest to fire it in there, but unfortunately it's too late, and that is a triple with no outs in the 4th. And then Donaldson's going to take this one and lace this one all the way to Cain. Kane's going to grab this one and fire it home, but unfortunately it's not going to be in time, and we do give up 1 run, but we still have a 2-1 lead. I mean, Carter should have been able to get that. That should have been a double, but unfortunately that speed out there, I don't know. Maybe I should just put him at DH, put Butler in the field, because that's becoming a serious liability here. So we got 1 out in the 4th, and then this one's going to be laced toward Carter again. And you guys see he's hustling. He's going to get this one and fire it to second base, and luckily, he stays at second. But that throw was absolutely terrible. Yeah, it's getting bad right now for Carter out there. But this one with 2 outs, luckily, it's just going to be a fly ball to Johnson, and Johnson going to make this catch. So Crow gives up 1 run, but that's it in the 4th, and he gets out of the inning. So now in the 6th inning, Aaron Crow against Josh Reddick. Josh Reddick is going to hit this one to Hosmer. Hosmer is going to fire it to Crow, but Crow doesn't get there in time, and Reddick beats it out. So the pitch count is already high on Crow, and Crow is now, he's hurting right now. And unfortunately, when you're hurting, guess what? You get hurt. And I should have taken him out. That was my bad. So he goes out for 1 to 2 weeks. I bring in Joey Devine. Joey Devine gets 1 strikeout, bruh. You're done, Donaldson, number 20. Sit your butt down. And then another guy, you want some of this cheese? Grab that cheese sandwich, bro, as he punches his fist into the air and gets out of the inning. So Joey Devine, man, what a great pickup. Able to get out of that one. And then here, he gives up a bloop single, or does he? Gordon, full extension, baby. Able to dive for that one and get the out. Gordon's hitting 200, but his defense, you guys, keeping him in the lineup. What a great play by Gordon. And then again here, ground ball, Moustakas able to get this one and fire it over to first. So very quickly now, Joey Devine coming in, showing why. I'm telling you, man, he's playing really well. Maybe he can be that setup guy, opposite of Holland. But in the 8th, obviously, Joey Devine, man, great job, bruh. But you're done. So we bring in Greg Holland. Now this was a little bit of a toss-up here. I wasn't sure who I wanted to bring in, but I figured, I gotta stick to my guns. So I bring in Holland. Hopefully it can hold it, and then Collins in the 9th can come in. So, oh man, don't let me down, Holland. All right, so 8th inning, already 1 out in the inning, and he hits this from the Hosmer, and Hosmer's gonna fire to second, and Cespedes is not able to get there in time, so it's a double play. Cespedes was able to get a double, but unfortunately, you were sleeping on the job, bruh. And Hosmer with the great awareness, again, great defense, Just need some offense here. And then Perez, who has been slipping a little bit. His average is just around 300. He does lay single in the ninth. And then Lorenzo Cain looking to add some insurance runs, but he laces this one right to the first baseman in foul territory, and he gets out of the inning. And then Hosmer looking to extend it, but he swings that slider out of the zone. And unfortunately, that's it for the Royals offensively as we go into the bottom of the ninth. Now, bottom of the ninth, gosh, this was a hard decision. Like I said, it was. But I got to stick to my guns, and I take out Holland. Holland is freaking pissed. He's like, what are you doing, man? I don't like your decision. But, okay, zip your mouth. Go to the dugout. Cool off. We're bringing in our closer, Timmy Collins. Oh, my gosh. Even though he's already blown some saves in this week. But you got to stick to your guns. So Collins comes in. Oh, my gosh. The young gun looking to close this one out in Oakland as the Oakland faithful are going absolutely bananas. So with 2 outs in the inning, they do substitute Chris Young, bring him into the game. And Chris Young is going to hit this fly ball, and Johnson is going to be able to get there. So Collins actually on 3 pitches gets the A's out and gets the save and holds a lead, which is something that we haven't been able to say early on this season. But it was a great job by him. But let's mention Crow. Now, he was absolutely amazing. Obviously, 5 innings pitched, 4 strikeouts, no walks, 1 earned run. But that was basically because of the triple that Chris Carter should have gotten, but he didn't. It's pretty good, but unfortunately got hurt, so now I got to kind of shuffle my lineup. Chris Carter did hit that home run to give us the lead. Great job by him. And then Joey Devine coming in and absolutely destroying every single Oakland hitter. Amazing. Great job by him. Now I kind of have an idea of where I want to put him going forward. And then Billy Belly coming back from injury, able to spark our offense, get on the board, and help us get that 2-0 lead. But another injury to deal with. But it's not too bad. I mean, 14 plus days isn't bad. I'll probably just put in Chen in there, the spot starter. We'll be good.